If you're more of a visual learner, check us out on YouTube where we draw out details of the PMP exam. Find us at PM Notebooks and subscribe. The link is also in the details of this podcast. This is the PMP in the Snap. Sneak in a quick lesson into your busy schedule so you can pass that exam. Let's snap in. Hey there, project managers and PMP exam warriors. Welcome back to PMP in the Snap, your bite-sized informative guide to mastering project management concepts without breaking a sweat. I'm your host, Kaye B, and today we're wrapping up our dive into integration management. We'll recap what this knowledge area is all about and then break down two processes that are crucial to project success: perform integrated change control and close project or phase. Grab your coffee and your notes. This is going to be good. For those of you who might be new here, or if the PMP lingo has blurred altogether, here's the gist. Integration management is the glue, the quarterback, the conductor of the project orchestra. It's the knowledge area where you, the project manager, ensures that every single piece of the project puzzle, scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources, risks, fits together smoothly. Think of it as a project management's big picture work. From kicking off with the project charter to closing the whole thing out, integration management ensures your project doesn't just survive, but it thrives. Now let's talk about perform integrated change control. This is where you manage and approve or reject changes to your project. Think of it as a gatekeeper process. But why is this process so important? Because let's be real, projects never go exactly as planned. Stakeholders want tweaks, risks turn into realities, and sometimes you just need to pivot. But here's the catch. Not all changes are good for the project. That's where this process comes in. Now, how does it all work? Let's break it down. You can't manage changes in a vacuum, so you need inputs like, number 1, change requests. These are the proposed changes like altering the scope, adding resources, or adjusting the schedule. Number 2, project management plan. Your trusty roadmap, which includes the change management plan and baselines. Number 3, work performance reports. This is how the project is going so far. These reports help you assess the impact of the proposed changes. Now, you have to use your tools and techniques. Number 1, change control tools. These could be software tools or systems that track, evaluate, and approve changes. Number 2, expert judgment. Get input from experienced team members or stakeholders. And number 3, decision-making techniques. Methods like voting or weighted decision matrix can help you evaluate the options. Then the results or the outputs of this process includes: number 1, approved change requests. These are changes you've greenlight to implement. Number 2, update to the project management plan because changes often ripple through the scope, schedule, and cost baselines. And number 3, change log. A running list of all the changes, both approved and rejected, because transparency is key. Now on to the grand finale, close project or phase. This is the moment you've been waiting for, when you tie up all the loose ends and officially declare the project or phase complete. Why is this process important? It's because nobody likes leaving things unfinished. This process ensures that your project gets proper send-off. It's also when you confirm that all objectives have been met, deliverables are accepted, and the team can move on. How does this all work? Let's put it together. So in order to close things out, you need inputs such as, number 1, your project charter to confirm the original objectives. Number 2, your project management plan to ensure you delivered what you promised. And number 3, accepted deliverables. These are the outputs the clients or stakeholders have signed off on. The tools and techniques that are used are: number 1, expert judgment, because you need input from experienced folks to confirm everything's done. Number 2, data analysis. Use techniques like document analysis to ensure all requirements are met. And number 3, meetings, a final sit down to review the project or phase. And the outputs for this process is: number 1, final product, service, or result transition. This is handover time. Deliverables go to the client or the next phase. Number 2, final report, a summary of what was achieved, how many resources were used, and the overall success of the project. And number 3, updates to the organizational process assets, lessons learned, templates, and other useful info for future projects. Here's the bottom line. Perform integrated change control ensures you keep the project under control, even when change is inevitable. And close project or phase ensures you wrap things up neatly and leave no unfinished business. They're like the bookends of project management, keeping things stable when chaos tries to creep in and ensuring you end on a high note. Alright, here's a quick recap. Number 1, perform integrated change control is your process for evaluating and managing changes to the project. And number 2, close project or phase is all about wrapping things up, delivering results, and documenting what you learned. Both are critical to ensuring your project doesn't just finish, it finishes well. And that's a wrap for today's episode of PMP in a Snap. If you're loving these quick dives into PMP concepts, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with your project management pals. And as always, if you have questions or a topic you want me to cover, drop me a message. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep managing like a boss, embracing change, and ending every project on a high note. See you soon. Are you finding it hard to track what you need to focus on for the PMP? We got just the thing for you. Go to pmnotebooks.com and sign up to get a free PMP study planner. This planner is created to help you map out your attack on the exam so you can pass it on the first time. In addition, you'll get some bonus tips about the exam. The link is also in the podcast description.